Welcome to another great episode of Real Estate Straight No Chaser. I just recorded it live at 3 o'clock, and Facebook has made some changes. So if you don't hold your camera up vertically, when you replay it, it's going to come in sideways. So here we go, because I'm anal like that, and I don't like my stuff to be wrong. So I'm going to rerun through this previously recorded message, and it's going to come in vertically like it's supposed to. We're talking this Sunday about paying off your house early. With the recent quarantines, a lot of us are spending a lot more time in our homes, enjoying our homes. And during this time, I started thinking, what would it be like no longer to have a mortgage, to be free and clear of my mortgage? And with 42% of all homes in the U.S. owned free and clear, I was like, how can I help myself and help my folks to do the same thing? So here we go. I'm going to give you 7 great tips, and we're going to include my bonus tip on how to pay off your home early. And I've made a list, and I'm going to reread that list about paying it off. And I want to encourage you to share this with your friends and family, whoever you know that has a mortgage that can pay it off or would benefit from paying it off. We all would. Please share this video and these tips with them. All right, here we go. I would first like to encourage you to put your financial house in order. And when I say your financial house in order, I want to encourage you to have an emergency fund of at least about 3 months, 3 to 6 months before you start applying other money towards paying off your house early. Okay? If you have a 30-year note, and we're going to assume all these scenarios are 30-year notes. Here we go. Tip number 1. If you have a 30-year note, you may want to consider making bi-weekly payments every 2 weeks. You'd cut your payment in half. So if you're paying $1,600 a month for your mortgage, then it'd be $800 every 2 weeks. And at the end of the year, that boils down to 13 payments, and 13 payments each year. And when you do that, it takes 6 years off your amortized mortgage note. So you went from a 30-year note to a 24-year note by just paying one additional payment paying bi-weekly. What you can also do, if you're like me and not going to commit to all that every 2 weeks, sending in some money, you could budget for one additional payment each year. And with that one additional payment, and you apply that payment towards your principal and interest only, that will take 7 years off. So let me tell you the difference. The first scenario, tip number 1, was if you were making the payment, you were just sending it in bi-weekly. The second option is you make a payment, one payment a year, and you apply it towards your principal and interest only. And doing that takes 7 years off. So it's the same money, but applied differently because you designate it's going to be applied towards your principal and interest only. So it's the same payment, and you're just going further with it. Okay. Tip number 3, budget for one additional payment that's just principal and interest. Now, your mortgage payment is consisting of 5 components: your principal, your interest, your taxes, your hazard insurance, and your private mortgage insurance. That's 5 payments. And if you make just a principal and interest payment, that's a lower payment, and it's cutting to just the 2 sources. If you do just one additional principal and interest payment and apply that towards your principal and interest payment, that's going to take 5 years off. So that's just a little less money, and it takes 5 years off. All right, tip number 4 is recasting your mortgage. When you recast your mortgage, you need to have at least $10,000 in order to do that. So if you have a windfall of money, you hit the lottery, cash 3, got an inheritance, anything of $10,000 or more, what you can do is reach out to your mortgage company. They typically charge about $250, and you have your mortgage recast. And how that works is your mortgage company will re-amortize your loan so that the terms stay the same, but the monthly payment is lower because you've applied that additional money, that windfall money, towards your principal and interest. So that's going to lower your payment. So that's tip number 4, is the recast. Tip number 5 is refinance. You can refinance to lower your interest rate, but your goal should be when you refinance to shorten your term of your loan. Okay? So you would want to go from a 30-year to a 15-year. You never want to roll the time amount back up because that's going to defeat the purpose of trying to pay it off early. Don't want to do that. Alrighty. Tip number 6. Do you have 20% equity in your home? Okay, if you have a FHA loan, you may be eligible to eliminate the private mortgage insurance by contacting your servicer and see if your loan qualifies. I know at one time, typically on an FHA loan, it would automatically fall off once you had 20% equity. But they changed the criteria around, I think in 2003, I believe. And when 2003 came, they decided to keep the mortgage insurance premium on for the lifetime of the loan. You could always get rid of that by refinancing if your loan doesn't automatically, if it's not automatically eligible to have the mortgage insurance taken off. If you have a conventional loan, then what you can do if you have 20% equity, you can also reach out to your servicer about having that private mortgage insurance removed. When you do that, what can be done? Your payment would stay the same if you chose to have it stay the same, and that money that you are paying towards your private mortgage insurance can be diverted towards your principal and interest. So that's tip number 6. All right, tip number 7, get a roommate. And when you get a roommate, the money that you receive from your new roomie, you can apply that towards your principal and interest payment. So it's not money coming out of your pocket, it's your money coming out of your renter's pocket, paying off your home early. Okay, and here is this is a bonus tip. So this is tip number 8, a Tara tip, because I'm one of the people that I don't know if I want a roommate up in here with me. So during this quarantine, we had to cut out a lot of stuff. We had to cut out eating out. Eating out, going to get the hair fixed every 2 weeks, every month, getting them toes done, getting the nails done. That stuff had to be eliminated thanks to Corona. And a lot of people are still not, enjoying those vanity services. They're making it happen at home. So with the money you're saving, I would encourage you to put that on your mortgage towards your principal. Every little bit helps. And, if you're not in a position to do, I think we're pretty much all in a position to come up with $20, $30, $40 extra dollars a month. We can all do that. But when you apply it towards your principal payment, what you're doing is you're only helping yourself in the long run. So anything you can spare, anything you can save, or anything you can apply, or even getting a part-time job, but I'm not trying to work any extra, so I'm not telling you to. I'm just telling you to work smarter. So apply that money towards your principal only to make a difference in how soon you pay off your mortgage note. Just not having a mortgage would allow you to dream and live a life that you would enjoy at an age when you can enjoy it the most. And if you're renting, this is not an option for you right now. So home ownership is important. It allows you to dream, because one day you don't have to pay. You don't have to pay for your biggest expense, your biggest investment, the roof over your head. And you can bless somebody or leave it in your family so you can have a family home. There's so many things you can do with a home. And I want you to be a homeowner so you can do those things too. So if you would like to have a personalized housing goal assessment, I have the tools and the contacts to help you. So please feel free to reach out. I would love to help you meet your financial goals with real estate. Once again, this is Tara doing a re-record of the thing I did at 3 o'clock, and I will see you on the 3rd Sunday of June again for another great episode of Real Estate Straight No Chaser with Tara. And I'm also going to be making some changes because I'm realizing that, Facebook may not be the platform for a long extended remix conversation. So we might need to move this to another arena. But like I said, feel free to reach out to me. I'm here, I'm accessible, and I love to help. Talk to you soon.